When you think of fashion billionaires, names like Bernard Arnault or Amancio Ortega may come to mind. But hidden behind the global success of minimalist fashion lies one of the most quietly powerful figures in the industry, Tadashi Yanai, Japan's richest man and the mastermind behind Uniqlo. With a personal fortune estimated at over $35 billion, Yanai has transformed a local tailoring shop into fast retailing, a fashion empire that now rivals the giants of Europe and the US. But unlike the loud luxury of Louis Vuitton or Gucci, Yanai's empire thrives on simplicity, scalability, and an obsessive focus on utility over flair. This is the story of how he built one of the most valuable clothing businesses in the world, and why most people still have no idea who he is. Born in 1949 in Ubi, Yamaguchi Prefecture, Tadashi Yanai grew up in post-war Japan. His father ran a small men's clothing shop, and from a young age, Yanai observed both the grind of retail and the changing face of consumer behavior. But he wasn't always destined for the fashion world. After earning a degree in economics and political science from Waseda University in Tokyo, he spent a short time working in a supermarket chain. It was a brief and uninspiring stint, one that pushed him back into his father's business. But he didn't just inherit it, he transformed it. In 1984, Yanai opened the first unique clothing warehouse store in Hiroshima, later shortened to the more familiar name Uniqlo. The concept was bold for Japan at the time, affordable, high-quality basics sold in a no-frills, self-service environment. Yanai took inspiration from American retail giants like The Gap but added a uniquely Japanese twist, an emphasis on efficiency, customer service, and constant innovation. This blend proved potent. As Japan entered the 1990s economic stagnation, Uniqlo's model of inexpensive, reliable fashion caught fire with budget-conscious consumers. What sets Yanai apart from many fashion moguls is his refusal to chase trends. Instead of seasonal runway collections or flashy brand ambassadors, Uniqlo focuses on functionality, technology, and timeless design. The company's lifewear philosophy is rooted in the idea that clothing should improve people's daily lives. That ethos turned products like heat tech, iRhythm, and ultra-light down jackets into household staples. These aren't just clothes, they're engineered garments designed through partnerships with textile scientists, global designers, and even aerospace-grade material suppliers. Uniqlo's meteoric rise in the 2000s wasn't just about product quality. It was Yanai's vision for global scalability that turned fast retailing into a multi-billion-dollar beast. He saw opportunity beyond Japan's shrinking population and aimed to turn Uniqlo into a truly international brand. This was risky. Western markets were notoriously tough for Asian retailers. But Yanai was patient and precise. Rather than flooding the US with stores, he focused on key cities. In 2006, Uniqlo opened its New York flagship, making a statement not just in fashion, but in urban culture. From there, it expanded across Europe, China, Southeast Asia, and beyond. By 2024, Uniqlo had more than 400 stores across the globe, contributing to fast retailing's annual revenues of over $20 billion. This places it among the top 5 largest apparel companies worldwide, rubbing shoulders with Zara's Inditex, H&M, and Nike. And unlike many competitors who rely on seasonal hype, Uniqlo products sell year-round. This means lower inventory risk, better cost control, and consistent customer retention, a model most retailers envy. Tadashi Yanai's leadership style also plays a critical role in his company's success. He is known for being demanding, detail-oriented, and brutally honest, but also visionary. He's spoken openly about failure, even writing a book titled One Win, 9 Losses, where he emphasizes learning from mistakes as the foundation of innovation. Under his direction, fast retailing invests heavily in data analytics, supply chain optimization, and vertical integration. This allows them to design, manufacture, and distribute products at unprecedented speed. While other brands scramble to respond to trends, Uniqlo can roll out new collections globally in weeks. But it's not just retail innovation that built Yanai's fortune. His financial discipline is legendary. He avoided risky acquisitions, kept operational costs lean, and maintained a clear, unified brand identity. Uniqlo doesn't do luxury, athleisure, or fast fashion gimmicks. Instead, it bets on economies of scale and customer loyalty through quality. This has paid off handsomely. Yanai's personal stake in fast retailing, roughly 44% ownership, translates into tens of billions of dollars. Even in years when markets waver, his wealth remains stable, backed by a business that people return to again and again. Beyond Uniqlo, Yanai has a sophisticated investment portfolio. He owns a golf course in Hawaii, significant real estate holdings in Tokyo, and has even acquired a major art collection. But he's no oligarch. Yanai leads a relatively quiet personal life, living in Tokyo with his wife and keeping a low public profile. He doesn't indulge in media appearances or social media antics. When Forbes named him Japan's richest man, he responded not with flamboyance, but with measured pride, always pivoting the conversation back to business fundamentals and the future of retail. One of the most telling signs of Yanai's philosophy is how he responded to setbacks. In the early 2000s, Uniqlo stumbled with overexpansion and declining domestic sales. Instead of panic, Yanai restructured. He slowed growth, revamped store design, and focused on customer experience. When Uniqlo faced backlash for labor practices in its Chinese factories, Yanai took accountability and pledged to improve oversight and transparency. His approach isn't perfection, it's adaptation. And that's precisely why he continues to thrive while many fashion titans fade with trends. Philanthropy is another area where Yanai quietly asserts influence. In 2011, after the devastating earthquake and tsunami in northeastern Japan, he personally donated 21 billion roughly 12 million to relief efforts. More recently, he's increased support for education and entrepreneurship initiatives in Asia, including scholarships and tech incubators. Though he doesn't publicize these efforts heavily, insiders say he sees philanthropy as an extension of business ethics, not charity for the sake of legacy. In recent years, Yanai has also made moves to groom the next generation of leadership at fast retailing. While he remains the chairman and symbolic figurehead, he's gradually passed operational control to trusted executives. This is part of a long-term strategy to ensure the company outlives its founder, a challenge many family-run businesses struggle with. Still, there's no denying that Tadashi Yanai's fingerprint is on every seam, button, and fiber of Uniqlo's DNA. So how does a man with a 35 billion fortune actually live? Surprisingly modestly. Despite his wealth, Yanai does not flaunt private jets, mega yachts, or diamond-studded timepieces. He favors classic tailoring, lives in a comfortable but not ostentatious Tokyo residence, and spends time at his golf property in Maui. His true indulgence, it seems, is building things, be it a globally recognized fashion label or a reputation for methodical excellence. The story of Tadashi Yanai is ultimately about the power of restraint in a world obsessed with spectacle. While fashion brands compete for hype and viral moments, Yanai has built a kingdom on subtlety, science, and scale. His wealth may be immense, but it is neither loud nor chaotic. It is disciplined, deliberate, and enduring, just like the clothes he sells. In a time when celebrity CEOs dominate headlines and social media shapes public perception, Yanai remains an outlier. He doesn't seek to be the face of a movement or the voice of a generation. Instead, he lets the products speak for themselves. And judging by Uniqlo's global dominance, they're speaking loudly, even if he isn't.